Hey everyone, Ravinous here. Welcome back to Dishonored. So last time we got spooky supernatural powers, and now let's go do missions and play with them. Alright, so if I remember how to, let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Alright, that was Blink. Oh, okay. Bone Charms. Alright, Bone Charms provide small supernatural benefit. Locate them by listening to the song they emit. By default, you can activate 3 charms at once in the charm section of the journal. Neat. Right. So, boop, boop. Mystical Whale Artifact. Pick that up. Pick up the pouch. More reading. Excerpts from the ramblings of a street denizen. Of course I'll tell you, dearie. I won't keep any secrets from you in the end. All the dreary... All the dreary days of my life are like the windows of a house. From the kitchen, I can see out in the garden where the leaves and stalks are brown and bugging. You can see a little lump of dirt where something was wrapped in a blanket and laid to rest along the rows of twisting vines. From the front room looks out into the street, where the neighbors are all setting fire to their homes, barricading themselves inside, warm and snug, dearie. Don't forget about the bedroom either. It leads into a dreary alley where hooligans are playing a game with an old man. The first 2 are hitting him with sticks, and the girl with them is kicking at his dry old ribs. Oh, to have those bones, to boil them in a pot. No one lives in my house anymore, dearie. No one you'd want to meet. When I lived there with my husband, we were fine people. Vera More, everyone would say. Your house is as grand as Boyle Manor. Even better. Your dinners are lavish and your parties are the best. With that young... Hold on, let me see where we are. Okay. When that young Skolov came to paint my portrait, I was still in my prime. Radiant, he said, as he was just barely a man, so young, painting all the best people across the land. Everyone wanted a portrait by his hand, all my friends. I was the only one, dearie, wet with his paint glistening on the canvas for a pretty coin. Let's see. But it wasn't all parties and paintings. My husband and I weren't always at home, no. We traveled together, he and I, to the far east of the Isles. Beyond even, all the way to the red cliffs of Pandesia, to dig in the rock and crawl through the caves, holding up candles and squint at the walls. Many precious things we came upon, but none so precious as the boy with the black eyes, dearie. All those marks and bones carved deep and polished so bright. See, I brought the old bones home, hid them from my dear husband. Then I learned to boil them and carve them myself. They made such good presents, dearie. The little mute boy took them home. He loved them so. All the time he came back with with new bones for me, holding them up so I could see it. So I could see it in his eyes, even though. Yeah. So making sure that sentence made sense. Holding them up so I could see it in his eyes, even though his tongue was still. Granny, his eyes would say, carve these bones for me, make another present. And he went so far, all the way to Dunwall Tower and the royal headsman himself now, my little mute boy and his shiny sword. Better bones were what I needed, you see. Better bones to carve and polish, scrape and gleam. My dear old husband was always tired. I made him soup, and then he was sick. Better bones was all. For my little mute boy, carved in the name of the one with black eyes. After my husband was gone, given away as birthday gifts, I don't want to live there anymore. So now I'm old and don't have many to give my presents to. It's shifting through the garbage for granny rags and feeding the little birdies that gather at my feet. No one wants to have tea, dearie, especially those rude louts on Bottle Street. Slackjaw and his boys always meddling with the old woman just trying to make her way. In the end, we'll be together with him, you and me in the dreary night with stars above and below, and always the one with black eyes, dearie. So, Granny Rags met up with my benefactor. Alright. Boop, boop, boop. Boop. How long is this one? Oh. We be reading it again. Excerpt from a series of letters sent by a member of the Bottle Street Gang. You want the chin wag on Slackjaw? What he was like when he was young before he got his name. Oh, he's got a cool head now, but it weren't always like that in the days before he was boss of the Bottle Street Gang. Time was, young Slackjaw wasn't such a reasonable man. Like most of us, he grew up on the streets, running with a pack of ruffians and avoiding the law, pinching whatever he needed. Dark-haired, dark-eyed, smoking a pipe by the age of 10. For them born into the brothels and coming from the orphanages, it was either the gangs or working the mudlarks, and no one wants that. Some got pressed into the Navy or put down in the mines run by the Pendleton or Broyle families. As hard as it was on the streets, as hungry as we all got, at least we was free. By the time we weren't little uns anymore, Slackjaw was one to watch, usually calling the shots when we took down a farmer's cart or a sidewalk street vendor. He'd come up with the plan, give everyone some part to play, and decide on the split. Most of us just went along because we learned fast that we made out better like that. More food, more coins, plus none of us wanted to deal with Slackjaw when he was in a rage. We worked on a couple of big jobs with Black Sally across town, and that was enough to get us the attention of the other bosses. He wasn't just a street kid anymore. He was an up-and-comer, which meant trouble. Another guy who fancied himself as such was Mike the Fish, who was working his way running a protection racket among the factory women. One fine evening, we're all taken in a brawling show in the theater house. Mike the Fish and his lot were there in the cheap seats too, just down the aisle from us. Mike gets a wild idea he wasn't big on planning, and throws a heavy ceramic spittoon at Slackjaw. Hits him square in the face and breaks his jaw. We look to see if there's going to be a blood brawl, but Slackjaw just points at the door and we all leave, with Mike laughing at our backs. Waking up the next day without telling us why, Slackjaw motions for all of us to follow. He still can't say a word, so we just come along. We stop at the docks and Slackjaw buys, usually pays coin for it, a heavy chain covered in hooks. It's for fishing in the deep, something you'd attach to a long line off the side of a ship. It's about 4 feet and made of thick links, and there are shark hooks coming off in at different angles. Slackjaw's got the thing wrapped around his left arm, dangling at his side. Not sure how he knew where Mike the Fish was staying, but when we reached his girl's house, Slackjaw throws a bottle through the window just like that. It's almost noon. There's a bunch of screaming inside, and Mike pokes his head out, looking wide-eyed and baffled. When he sees Slackjaw out in the street, a look comes over his face that still gives me the willies. Pure murder. Mike comes out the side door, bellowing like a blood ox, holding a cleaver, headed straight for Slackjaw. When they come together in the street, Slackjaw spins and the shark hooks bite deep into Mike's arm and shoulder. He screams as Slackjaw holds onto the chain. He's standing there with his jaw broken, clenched tight, with a chain wrapped around his left arm, hooks sunk into Mike the Fish, and just knifing him as fast as he can. Mike couldn't fight very well, hooked like that, and using his left arm, but he was a big guy, and it took a lot of stabbing before he went to his knees. Everyone was cheering at first, but then we all went quiet. It just kept going and going until finally it was just Mike the Fish blubbering, crying like a baby, and the sound of Slackjaw's knife. When it was over, and here's the brilliant part, Slackjaw took out a note and stuck it to Mike's face with a nail. And it just said, "If you want a job, come to Bottle Street." Slackjaw didn't talk right for a couple months, but word spread fast. By the end of the year, once we had a sizable gang going, he sent out letters to the other bosses telling them that he was running a brand new crew over at Bottle Street. Most of them laughed or beat up the guys who delivered the letters. Green-Eyed Trish even came back missing a thumb. But apparently Slackjaw was expecting that kind of reaction and had a backup plan. A week later, 4 of the bosses were dead. Seemed like a series of unfortunate accidents, but everyone knew better. One shot dead by the watch while standing in the middle of a meat market. Another slipping and falling into the water out cold. One of the older bosses found in bed with his belly open wide and a Travian pear stuffed in his mouth. Still not sure what that meant. And Sheila Barnsworth was found bubbling in a cauldron of hot wax. Slackjaw sent out another set of letters, offered to the underbosses, telling them that they'd be treated as fair as peers. He even sent Green-Eyed Trish with one of the letters. All of the underbosses accepted. After spilling the guts of his main competition, Slackjaw went in for stabilizing his business real neat-like. Calling in favor, smoothing things over, giving everyone a little bit of coin or drink as bonus. Showing what he could be like as boss. So everything got quiet, which makes the boys of the City Watch nervous, of course. Word went out amongst the Royal Spymaster snitches, the responsible citizens group they called themselves, telling everyone working in a shop or sweeping off the front steps of their homes to keep a watchful eye for Slackjaw and his men, trying to suss out what they were up to and what had just happened. But Slackjaw ain't stupid. He greased a few palms among the shopkeepers and the watch too, telling them that he was in town to stay and that things would be run properly from now on, without so much blood. He was finally a real boss, ready to settle into business of moving whiskey, running the hound fights, and offering up the ladies and gentlemen of the night if you take my meaning. Then came the plague. At first it seemed like a good thing. A few people got sick, everyone wanted to buy those potions from Skolov or Piero. Health elixirs, or spiritual remedy, they called them. Slackjaw told me he saw an opportunity. We already had an old whiskey factory with a still, where we could water the stuff down, sell it at discounts. Doing some of the same with Skolov's elixirs was a pretty smart plan. Pretty soon, everyone in the slums was sick and business was good. But after a while, there were so many people down with the plague that everyone got scared. Everyone started acting real nasty and everything fell apart. When people can't work, they don't have the coin for elixir, watered down or pure. When the Empress died, it seemed like Dunwall would slide into the void. Spymaster Burroughs took over and the watch started using all that new Skolov technology. Watchtower, tall boys, and arc pylons. When they put up a wall of light across Clavering Boulevard and cracked down hard. But Slackjaw surprised us again. Instead of leaving town on a boat bound for Morley or one of the other isles, he stayed and kept it all together. We get as much elixir to fight off the plague as the City Watch with their taxes and rations, but that's kept us alive so far. Crowley, Bottle Street Gang. Alright. Boop. 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 Alright, we're going to go into the journal real quick. Bone charms. But I picked up a lot of stuff. Alright, so we have breathe capacity. Raven gives assassination. Drop assassinations give you a bit of health. Quick dodge. Enemies miss more often with arrows and bolts. Let's see, swim speed increased slightly. Sorry, hit the mic. Let's see. Voyeur, moderate keyhole peeping magnification. Let's see. Delicate touch, breaking glass sound is moderately reduced. What I'll do is I'll equip stuff that I think is really helpful. I don't think Raven is right now, but I'll get rid of the swimming stuff if I need it. Let's see. Win sword versus sword contest more frequently. Blast resistant, reduce blast damage. Let's see. Fire water. Shot whiskey bottles explode with greater intensity. White rat friends. White rats won't attack you. Alright. Void channel. Power effects slightly improved. And Gunnerfeast white rats can be consumed for mana. Alright, let's get rid of River Affinity for now. Void. Why do I have so many bone charms that I can activate? I don't know. Might be something in the DLC I got. Alright, so... Bolt dodge will always be good. Well, if I get into fights. Let's see. Water rats consumed for mana. That could be useful. Let's get rid of the fire water and go with Gutter Feast. Alright. But first, I think it might want me to go. No? Alright. Our objectives. Let's see. Oh, optional the ruin. Use the heart to find the ruin in the pub. Alright, I think we'll go with that one next. Let's see. Okay, we're not actually on a mission yet. Oh, I didn't realize that all of this is in here. So, what I will do is I will just collect the books for now. Leave comments down below if you want me to continue reading the books out loud to you guys. And what I'll do is I'll collect them now, and if you guys want me to, I'll go back and read them. If not, I'll just continue on. Which is good, because these are really long. So, collected. Alright. Alright, so looks like the ruin is over there. Let's see, there was a yep, that's what I thought. Now let's see if the oh, there's that magnification. Neat. Yeah, I figured this way we have a bit more time for, you know, actually playing the game rather than just reading the dialogue or the reading the books. Aha. Alright, ruin is over there. I don't think I needed to come up here. But you know what? While I'm here, can I get up there? I don't think I can. Cancel. Alright, so your ruin right over here. Rune. The powers you obtain from the runes can be used creatively to defeat enemies. Okay, yeah, it's that's right. It's the powers currency essentially. Right now, I can get increased health. Let's see. Alright, I think vitality might be a good idea. Alright. Alright. I don't see anything else nearby. So Oh. You attacked me. Alright. Alright, so... Can I get... nope. There we go. Haha. Yay. Let's slow get mana back. Alright. Put that away. Now, is there anything else I can buy? I don't think so because he's not here.
It's a hovel he built from an old rowboat. Where does Admiral Havelock find these people, I wonder?
Hi.
I had a sailor for a boyfriend once. He thought he'd strike gold digging in the Pandician cliffs. They found his ship drifting him.
Fun.
Good day, Master Corvo.
Oh. That's worth money. Hi.
Are you a nobleman, Corvo? No one seems to know much about you. By your bearing, I'd say so. Lord Pendleton's great-grandfather took a Sakonan chambermaid to wife. On second thought, the story doesn't bear repeating. Even the finest blood can go bad here and there.
I'd say you're tartlet.
Lord Pendleton Memoirs, Chapter 27. In my 13th year, the despised stepmother at last departed, and Pendleton Hall was again quiet, although father had by then sunk into deep depression. It was at this sensitive time that Waverly Boyle first entered my life. She who will be the source of many tender recollections to come.
Okay. Open. Yoink. NPCs who don't realize they take their stuff. Read your book. Read your book.
Corvo seems to have arrived in good shape. Much better than I expected, given what I've seen of Coleridge Prison. He seems willing to work with us, and he shouldn't lack for motivation. The man has lost everything. We'll judge how he performs in the field. And if I can, I'll find a way to test him personally.
Test me, huh? Alright. Whoop. Oh. Pub master room key. Got songs. Got money. Got coins. Looting all your stuff. Eating all your food. You know, with me just stocking up on all those books rather than reading them out loud, things become a lot faster. Okay, I already read that. Read that. Alright. Alright, nothing in there. Oh yeah, my room. Okay. So, where is the guy I need to talk to again? Oh, right here.
Well, let's get down to it. First off, I know that assassination is dark business, but sometimes good men have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding and putting Emily Caldwin on the throne. To those ends, we'll hide, act in shadow, take them apart, piece by piece. Tonight, High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand. It won't be easy. He's protected by his overseers, an army of religious zealots. But if anyone can do it, you can. Your exploits are legendary. Campbell carries a private journal. Once you've eliminated him, get the journal, because we think it contains Emily's location. Recovering her is obviously critical, assuming she's alive. That's the gist of it. Remember our cause and strike true. We're counting on you.
Okay.
Campbell is holding a former overseer by the name of Martin. He's one of us, and if you manage to find him, give him whatever help you can. He's a master strategist, and he got caught working for our cause. It'd be good to have him back here at the Hound's.
Alright, so there was crafting stuff, it looks like. Alright. Eliminate Campbell and take the journal. Mission clues. Yep. Inventory. Alright.
Oh, Corvo? If you've a moment.
What?
Corvo. Hello. I'm Callista. I work here for Admiral Havelock. I'm sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important. I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched man. There's really no reason for you to listen to me. But my uncle, Jeff Kernow, still serves as captain in the City Watch. But he's a good man, and my only family. The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison. And I think I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle. Do you think you could protect him? You used to do that, right? Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
Okay. Whoop. Alright. Definitely need to talk to Piero, Samuel the boatman, take leave, and try to save that dude. Alright. Ah, there you are.
What can I do for you?
Alright. Upgrades and new equipment. I have more money. Alright, I can buy runes from him. That is helpful. Let's see. That's right. I bought bone charm capacity. I thought about bone charm capacity. It's been a little bit before I've a little bit of some time before it between this recording and the last. Let's see. No, I think we're good there.
What can I
Didn't
do?
want to fully go out. I wanted to actually, let's go ahead and buy us some bone charms. A bone charm. Or rune. Okay, that answered that question. So, do that. Let's go for... At least all shotgunny. Accuracy is good. Yep. Sword crossing, just in case. Bolt capacity. Sure, why not? Bullet capacity. Yes. Alright.
Ready to go? Just give the signal.
Let's go.
It'll be a rough trip. Used to be to go straight up Clavering Boulevard, but now it's not so easy. Half the city's dead of the plague. The other half's fighting over what's left. City Watch still holds the bigger streets, and they've set up those wall of light checkpoints. A man walks through one of those, and he ends up burned to a crisp. Everything not controlled by the City Watch is gang territory. Then there are the real odd birds living on the fringes, like that Granny Rags. They say she's nuts. I don't know which is worse. Just take your pick.
Alright, so let's see. I remember I have a couple more bone charms I could do. So now I can do the fire water and Raven. Alright, so we are headed towards our mission. Let's check our objectives. Let's see. I think the first thing I'll do is we'll head and talk to Granny Rags. But now that we've made our preparations, in the next episode, we will execute. And maybe execute people too. So, thanks for watching. Remember, like, subscribe to all the things. And I'll catch you next time. Later.